I was thinking about getting one of those, have you seen those, like, silicone things that people, like, press on there while they sleep and then
Yeah.
you wrinkle? That would
Yeah.
actually work.
Let me know. Let me know how you go. The other one is those rollers. Are they quartz rollers?
Yeah, it's really good for your lymphatic system and, like, drainage and stuff as well.
Ooh, but you
Yeah.
wanna it must be one of those ones you wanna spend the money and get, like, a decent one rather than a cheap knockoff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those for my sauna that I got.
Gee, you're setting up a real little spa.
Yep.
Joe's spa. Come for a spa day in Joe's pod. She'll just be working away on the
Oh,
other
I
side
could
of the
work in
pod.
the sauna.
Can you
No.
please record a podcast episode from inside the sauna?
Oh, that would defeat the whole purpose of me getting, like, the best on the market, low EMF, like, doesn't transmit any, like, bad shit.
Okay. Okay. But on the other hand, it really shows them that you're living your best life and the total freedom and
Yeah.
flexibility.
All right. Welcome to episode 120. 12 essential questions to ask in your discovery calls.
Discovery calls are so incredibly important.
Mm.
If you want to actually get this lead to turn into a paying client, you have to run this discovery call like you've never run a meeting in your entire life. Like, this has to be next level in terms of impressing them and being prepared and having some really great questions in order to figure out whether or not this client is going to be the right fit for you and you are going to be the right fit for this client. Because that's the purpose of a discovery call at the end of the day. Discovering whether or not you guys are going to work well together.
Yeah, and I love that you said working out whether you want to be working with that client first. Like, that this is your business. You get to decide who you want to work with, and trust us. Not every client is a great client. So you want to be picky. You want to pick and choose the clients that are going to fill you with joy, give you great work, get you doing the things that you really love, because this is your business. This is your shot to create the life and the business that you want.
It is. It is. So if you haven't heard of the term discovery call before, there are other terms that are kind of used in the industry, like sales call or a consultation, but they pretty much mean the same thing. We really like the term discovery call because of that whole, you're discovering, you're learning more about this this person that you're talking to and their outsourcing needs. So discovery kind of fits well. Like, we really like discovery.
Yeah, and it's much nicer to suggest to someone to have a discovery call than a sales call. Like, you don't like sales, we can guarantee that. They don't like being sold to. So let's remove the term sales call and discovery call. I love it too.
It totally takes away that pressure, doesn't it? Takes
Yeah.
away the pressure. And in actual fact, you shouldn't, there's that word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Ideally, you shouldn't be doing any sales stuff in this call anyway.
Yeah, selling that icky kind of
Yeah.
hard sell yuckiness that both parties will feel. Yeah, this is discovering. This is asking some questions, seeing if your solution, your services, what you can offer, solves their problem that they have.
Yeah. So let's get into the right mindset about this, eh? So you're discovering, you're getting to know somebody a bit better. You're figuring out whether or not you're going to be the right fit. Let's take sales off the page entirely, I say.
Yeah. And I think the virtual assistants or anyone in business gets kind of hung up on, like, having to sell themselves. You know, I had a conversation with someone yesterday who was just starting their brand new business, and she started talking about, like, oh, now I'm going to have to sell myself. And I was like, no, you don't have to sell yourself at all. You are offering solution to someone's problem, and if that solves the problem in the way that they want and it's a great fit, then they'll say yes, And if not, they'll say no. It's actually nothing personal about
Yeah.
you. You don't have to sell yourself. So absolutely. Let's remove that word completely, and we're going to discover and help you discover whether a client is going to be the right fit for you.
Yeah. The other important thing to keep in mind whilst preparing for these discovery calls is that these are not job interviews.
Mm.
You haven't applied for a job and somebody sent you a link to a Zoom call and they've got all the questions and you're just there answering.
This is where it is you taking the lead and you running this discovery call, and you only doing about 25% of the talking,
Mhm.
and your potential client doing about 75% of the talking. So that also helps take the pressure off, because your lead is actually going to be doing most of the talking all the way through.
Yeah.
And these questions will help you realize why and how you actually get your lead to talk for most of the time.
Yeah. Now, you want to prepare. You want to get prepared for these. You want to come into this discovery call already having done your research. You
Mhm.
know a bit about the business, the person that you're going to be talking to. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know the ins and outs of how they run their business, but you need to come in showing that you have been interested enough to do some research so you know the basics, because you don't want to be wasting this discovery call asking things that it could have taken you 5 minutes Googling to find out.
Yeah, because that's going to have you on the back foot. The lead is not going to be very impressed on the
No,
outset. Mm.
no, no.
Right, are we ready?
I think we
Shall
are.
we? Are you ready? Listening? Get a pen and paper, because we're going to go through the 12 essential things that you need to ask, those questions, so that you can get the information that you need to make your
Yeah,
decision, right?
yeah. First one, it's so easy. How did you find out about me? Or how did you find out about us if you're an agency owner?
Mm.
This is such a gentle way to start this call.
Yeah, and it helps you know where your leads are coming from. It
Mhm.
helps set the scene, gives you some context of like what they already know, where they've come from, who they might have already talked to, and it kind of gives you that like, oh, this is how we are connected.
Yeah.
It's a great way to start.
Common ground.
Mm,
Figuring out that common ground early on is
mm,
a great way to build that relationship
mm.
already,
Yeah,
straight off the bat.
yeah. All right, number 2. What are you struggling with that made you get in touch? This is
Mm.
about figuring out what problems, issues, things that aren't going well, what the kind of need is that had them reach out to you about that.
Yeah. Some are gonna come knowing exactly what it is they're looking to outsource. Others, they're not gonna know, or they may think they know, but after at the end of the discovery call, their actual needs may turn out to be completely different to what they thought they were.
Mm, yeah. I mean, and you'll get all sorts of different ways that people answer this question. It's kind of like, what are they, if they've come just feeling overwhelmed but have no idea what they're going to outsource, they'll talk about that. Some will come with very specific things that they want done, and they have already done all the planning, and now they're just trying to find the right virtual assistant with the right skills.
Which
But
is great. That actually makes this
yeah,
whole process a hell of a lot easier when
yeah.
they know exactly what it is that they wanna outsource and they know the type of virtual assistant they're looking for.
Mm,
So much easier.
yeah.
Number 3, have you worked with a VA before?
Mm,
Now, this is really important. You need to gauge kind of what their experience with outsourcing has been up until this point. They
mm.
may have had really good experiences, they may have had mediocre experiences, they may have had bad experiences. Now, you won't need to necessarily ask, have you had any bad experiences? Like, how did that go? that's just going to come naturally. They're going to tell you what went well, which they will then lead into what didn't go so well. So if they have hired a VA before, if they've outsourced before, what went well? What did you like working? What was the best thing about working with that virtual assistant that you found? If they hadn't, then this is a great time to figure out what worries they may have coming in to outsourcing for the very first time.
I love that one. Yeah.
There's going to be worries. They are going to be worried about how much you're going to cost. They're going to be worried about the level of commitment. They're going to be worried about handing over stuff to you, how secure it's all going to be. They're going to be worried about their IP.
Going to be worried about whether you're going to do a great job or not. They probably won't say that in this call, but by uncovering some of those worries, you can then help them get comfortable with hiring you as the virtual assistant, because you can talk and deal with each of those worries and put their mind at ease. So this is a really important one, and I'm glad that we've got this kind of right up front.
And depending on how they answer, that this could sometimes can be the big chunk of your discovery call right here, talking about their worries.
Yes.
So you're not selling yourself, but you are easing their mind, and you're making them more comfortable with the idea of actually outsourcing.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. We're going to go through kind of 3 kind of options, 3 different kind of questions, 3 ways of asking the same kind of thing. This is all around getting them, now that they've talked about their worries, their struggles, their like issues that they're having, their problems. Now you want them to talk about and imagine and visualize all of those problems and worries and issues gone, and that ideal outcome, their kind of goals in this next section, this next question, because then they can visualize feeling really great and having their problem solved, right? So 3 different options. So what is your ideal outcome from working with a virtual assistant? Or talk me through the challenges you're looking to solve. Or what kind of results are you expecting from outsourcing this?
I love that last one.
Yeah.
Expectations.
Yeah.
My goodness, because if their expectations are way up here, and soon you'll find out that their budget might be way down here. Like you need to figure out whether that is going to match up. So expectations is huge.
Yeah. So whatever feels kind of right in this section here, but you really want to talk about the solving of the problems and what that looks like for them.
Yeah. Number 5 on our list. What tools and systems do you have in place? This is a really important one, because it might be that the tools and systems that they currently use, you don't, which may not be a problem, because a lot of them are so similar. So it's probably not going to be long before you can pick them up if you do end up working for them. But you need to figure out what it is that they're using. They might not be using anything. So one of the first things that you might end up doing for them is then setting up their tools and systems to get them going.
Yeah, it helps with that recommendation that you're going to make about what service plan to go on, or what initial projects need to happen first before you then go into a service plan. It helps you figure out kind of where they're at and what you'll be doing. It's a great question. All right, number 6. If by now in the conversation you have established that they know exactly what to outsource, that is great. But if you get to this point and you know, or you've realized that they don't know at all what they want to outsource, maybe they just say, I just feel overwhelmed and busy. I know I need help, but I don't know what I need help with. And that kind of comes from the other questions. Then some questions to kind of draw out some of the specific kind of tasks that you might do, or the areas that you might help with. I've got a couple of questions that you could ask. So one is, what keeps you up at night? What are they like worrying about most? Or you could ask something like, what's on your to-do list that you just never get time for, that you really want to have done, but you never get around to?
Yeah, because they're going to know this immediately. It's going to be, oh, it's my bookkeeping. Oh, it's my social media. Oh, it's something else.
Yeah.
It's a great way to figure that out. It's also a great way to kind of know what quick wins that you're going to be able to achieve for them really early on.
Mm. Yeah,
Because those
which
quick
comes in
wins,
that other
yeah,
in the onboarding, right?
it does. It does. Because if you can then really impress them super, super early on with something that's been on their to-do list forever, they are just going to be blown away. They're just going to go, it's amazing. Why didn't I hire you sooner?
Mm. Now, this is not the point where you are like getting them to list out every single task that you are now going to do, because
No.
it's like you haven't had that like close of the conversation yet, that close of the sale. This is about getting them to come up with some ideas and see like, oh, imagine if you did that for me, how great that would feel. So it's not about going into the detail of those tasks in this.
You're
Call.
taking notes. You're furiously
Yeah.
taking notes. Yeah. Next up, number 7. If you know, because you would have done your research, so you know whether this client is doing it on their own or they've got a team behind them. Is there anyone else in your team that I'll be dealing with?
Mm. Yeah. So you can establish like, is the relationship going to be with you and this person in the discovery call, or is it going to be with someone else? And you might need to meet with that other person as well. So you're kind of gauging, what's this working relationship going to be like? There might be multiple people that you work with. So that all helps you uncover whether this is going to be a great fit for you. All right. Number 8. You have to talk about money.
Oh, but do you really, Jo? Do you really? Oh, that's just
100%.
awkward. It's too soon.
It is definitely not too soon. You have to talk about money in here, because what you don't want is for then the first time that they see your rates or your packages to be in the proposal that they see on their own without you helping talk them through that. So you have to talk about budget in here. One of the great questions to ask is, what's your budget? Most business owners have an idea of how much they could spend on an annual basis on this specific solution to their problem. So ask them, what's your budget? Because that can help you figure out whether you're going to offer them your lowest service plan or your highest service plan. And then you can talk through those different options that you have.
Yeah. This is the crunchy question that you're gonna know pretty fast whether or not this is the right fit client for you. Because if they can't afford you, you then don't want to be, or if not even if they can't afford you, if they can't afford you or if they can't see the value in hiring you, then you don't want to then be spending even more time with them, putting together a proposal, following them up half a dozen times, if there is no way in hell they're ever going to hire you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you need to see whether their expectations and what you can offer and your expectations, whether there's that match here. And knowing too that someone might have a low budget, but you can still do something for that client within that budget. It's just that they won't be able to have all of the things and all of the add-ons and
All of the
all of
bells
your
and whistles,
services.
all
Yeah.
of those bells and whistles. Yeah.
So talk
But
about money.
please, if you take anything away from this episode, know that you have to have the money conversation in this discovery call. It is a must-have conversation.
Yeah. And if you ask, what's your budget? It's much easier to ask them what their budget is rather than you saying, oh, this is how much I cost. And then you having to wait for them to say whether that's okay or not. What's your budget? Right. This is what we could do within your budget, is a much easier conversation to have than, oh, this is how much I cost.
Yeah. And if you don't want any surprises here, like there's ways of pre-qualifying leads before you even get to this point to know whether or not they can afford you. By having your prices on your website, there's other ways to pre-qualify. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9. this is very service specific. So if you've got a client that knows exactly what it is that they want to outsource, they're coming to you because you're an expert in your field. They're coming to you because you're a social media manager, coordinator. That's what they want. They're coming to you because you're a bookkeeper. That's what they need help with. You're then getting down to some nitty gritty to do with that particular type of service. So for instance, if it's social media, do you have a marketing strategy? What are your marketing goals? Because social media should only be one small part of your marketing strategy.
Yeah, and that helps you gauge what they're going to need, what they're already going to be able to provide you or come to you with knowing. And then you can, then again, it feeds into what recommendation that you would make on the discovery call.
Another one would be a website job. Want a brand new website. In that case, you want to be knowing, you want to find out whether or not they have all their branding in place.
Yeah.
Or are they going to need to help with that before the website happens? Because some clients, they don't even think about that. They don't realize that they need that as well. If you're a bookkeeping, what accounting systems have you got in place? Have you outsourced this before?
Yeah. Are you going to be taking over from someone else, or is this like setting them up brand new?
Yeah. If you're offering general EA or PA type of services, what are their expectations around deadlines, availability, and things like that? Are they going to be expecting you to be on call for certain hours of the day? Are they going to be wanting you to check their inbox multiple times a day at certain times?
So have a think about the services that you provide, and then come up with your questions that you would need to ask to know what recommendation you would make and to help you decide whether this is the right fit client for you.
Yes.
Right. Number 10, hang in there. We are almost at the end. Number 10 is asking a soft close kind of question. At some point through this discovery call, you want to ask things that help you know whether the potential client is on board with this or they are not really feeling it. So you could ask something like, how does this sound? Or how's this feeling? So you know how like some people are sound auditory, some people are feeling, some people are thinkers, that kind of thing. So have a few options in there of some soft close questions. And then if they say, oh, this sounds great, then you're like, right, okay, this person's on board. Let's move to the next stage in the discovery call. If they're like, oh, I'm not sure about blah, 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 then you can talk about that more and help with, an objection that they might have.
Yeah, these last 3 questions are all closing questions, all very important because it can be awkward. It can be awkward finishing up the call, like knowing when the time is right to start wrapping it up and actually getting to the nitty gritty of it, like the next step, what's next?
Yeah. And don't be afraid. You have to ask the question of whether they want to go ahead or not.
Yeah, you do. Now, remember what we said earlier on? You are in control of this discovery call. So it's up to you to close it up, and it's up to you to do these closing questions.
Yeah. Would you like to go ahead is our number 11. And then pause and wait for them to answer.
Don't feel as though you need to talk lots to fill in a silence here. This is really important that you give them the space to answer.
Yeah. Don't miss that question off. It's super important.
Yeah. And our last one, would you like a follow-up on Friday? Would that suit you? If I haven't heard back from you by the end of the week, you happy for me to follow you up? Because you are going to be following them up. 98% of the time you're going to be following them up. So this is about just making those next steps really clear.
Yeah. And getting their permission to follow them up makes you more comfortable when it is time to follow up. They've already said, yes, that's fine. Absolutely follow me up. So then you've got a deadline, you've got a commitment, you've made an agreement with them that they are expecting you to follow up. So that takes away that awkwardness of following up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These closing questions. How does that sound? Would you like to go ahead? Would a follow-up on Friday suit you? Very gentle. Nothing pushy about that at all.
Nothing offensive, nothing
Nope.
pushy. Absolutely not.
Get comfortable with those questions.
Mm-hmm.
Practice them. Say them out loud.
Yeah. So there we have it. The 12 essential questions to ask in your discovery calls. Now, we know that we're going to say the word again. See, I said it accidentally once in the middle. I know that you would have noticed. I'm going to say it again. If you struggle with sales and you want to build your confidence in that, then go and check out the Members Club, because we have video training in there. We have templates. We have a full structure so that you can get really comfortable with this, because it doesn't matter how many leads you have coming in. If you can't run a great discovery call, then you are going to struggle to have those clients come on board. And unfortunately, sales is all part of business. It's something that you have to do, and we can help you. So go and check out the Members Club. It is linked down below.